Hey guys, I'm going to show you some catfish rigs I like to use for saltwater. Catfish, you can't really eat them. There's not too much you can do with them. I have heard rumors that they could be good for cobia bait. I've heard a few rumors about that. And they work for crab trap baits, pinfish baits. Sometimes I cut them up and I'll just put them in my traps. They seem to work pretty well for that. I want to show you a few rigs I like to use in order to catch catfish. They're also pretty fun to catch if you just want to do that. Just be careful, don't get stuck with their fins. They are poisonous. You got to be careful about that, but they are pretty good fighting fish and they're fun to bring up. So I'm going to show you a rig real quick. A few rigs actually. I would like to add this before I go further. I would not suggest a reel and rod like this. I go for something a little bit heavier. If I was going catfishing for fun, I probably use a little bit bigger reel, a little bit bigger rod, and probably 20-pound test. Yeah, 20-pound test line, probably. You can use mono, or you could use, can't really think of the name of it. I call it threaded line. But this will work, 20-pound test. I would suggest that. Works a little bit better, just in case you get a big catfish on. 12-pound test work pretty well. And this is all for, just to show you how to rig it up, pretty much. This is not what I would use personally. This is a little bit big of weight. It's a 6-ounce. I'd use a 3-ounce, 3-ounce weight with holes on both sides for a Carolina rig. I just had this, so I went ahead and used it, but I would not use it. I would get something a little bit smaller. 3-ounce Carolina rig, and you would tie it up to this little point right here. You get yourself a little swivel. Then tie another point right here. I probably still use 20-pound test. I mean, you could put 12-pound test here, 20-pound test here, and I would give it about 3 feet of line. Yeah, about 3 feet. I gave it 4 feet, I think. Gave it a little bit more than I needed to, but this is just to show you what type of rigs I would use for catfish. So this isn't a bad rig. You just gotta have the right stuff. I just don't happen to have it right now, but it'll work if you need it to. You could probably catch something on this. This hook, it may be a little big, but you could probably use it. It's not too big. It is a bass hook. I got them for free, so use them sometimes. They work fairly decently. You probably use something a little bit smaller. Probably a treble hook like that, but a little bit smaller. Yeah, I would probably say that. I like treble hooks a little bit more. I forgot where I was, but I think I was about to talk about bait. Baits I like to use on these, 2 to 3 inch croakers, just small croakers, pretty easy to get. Take a cast net, bring them out there, or you can just take a small net and usually catch a few like that. Tiny pinfish will work too. But yeah, this is fairly decent rig. 2 to 3 inch pinfish and croakers is what I use, pretty easy to catch. And I've caught some fairly good sized catfish on it. Usually they don't go too deep, so they're easily able to get off. But you know when you got a catfish, I mean, they put up a pretty good fight. I mean, it's fun to catch them. Now I'm going to show you another rig I use, and this is something I haven't tried yet, but I do want to try it. It's something I actually thought about a few days ago, and I'm going to show you the idea behind it. Okay, this is a rig I'm more likely to use. I took a single ounce triangle weight, and I put a swivel clip to it. I then took another swivel, connected it to the swivel clip, added about 2 feet of line, and added J-hook on it. Like I said, probably wouldn't use these hooks. Probably use something a little bit smaller, but not too bad. I mean, I would use this if I had to. I like this setup a little bit better, a little smaller weight. I think it holds a little bit better in the current. Easy to cast. And what I really like about it is once you cast it, it's going to stay on the bottom most likely. The current shouldn't be as too strong to push this off. Sometimes it is. But once you cast it, this line hopefully doesn't get tangled. I don't know if it will or not. I haven't ever tried this type out. It'll start moving in the current until it comes to a complete stop. and it'll just lay on the bottom right there, and hopefully a catfish or something will come and get it. Maybe even a flounder. Caught flounders like this before. But those are 2 rigs I would use. I would not use 8 or 10 pound test. I would use at least 12 to 20 pound test, like I said earlier. Threaded line is usually what I would probably use for this. Stronger reel and rod. But these are the setups I would use for catfishing, in saltwater catfishing. Tell me what you think. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this, fishing videos. As soon as I get down to the beach, I am going to be making some more, hopefully. I'll probably do some pinfish, more speckled trout and redfish, and maybe some catfish videos. I may take my kayak out and try this a little bit. But I really appreciate y'all clicking on this link, and thanks for watching.